State Robotics Championship for all CT FRC teams. It was held at the Hartford State Armory in 2013, and 10 years later, that event became more of an invitational for the top 24 teams in Connecticut. So at the same time, also in 2023, the inaugural CT All-State Robotics Banquet was planned. So if you are familiar with like a baseball All-State Banquet or a lacrosse All-State Banquet or volleyball, it's the same idea, taking the top student athletes and recognizing them as the All-State team. So in Connecticut, we have a Connecticut Robotics All-State team. In the past 3 years, FRC team members have been recognized as All-State and All-State academic athletes with additional recognition for Coach of the Year, Team of the Year, and Alum of the Year. So I say lucky for some of us in the room, the Alumni of the Year has been invited to give the keynote at the banquet every year. And unlucky for this year's recipient, Dave Powers and I were sitting next to each other at that banquet, and we decided that this person is going to come and give their speech for you. So we like to volunteer people to speak. So for a very brief introduction, David Givens is a 2013 alum of FRC 1071 Team Max and a current mentor of Team 195, the Cyber Knights. He has 15 years in FIRST. He is a volunteer leader at all levels of FIRST programs, from FLL qualifiers to FTC scrimmages to FRC district events. He actively promotes volunteerism with his students, and he does so clearly by example. David is an exceptional judge advisor for all program levels and has held the senior judge advisor role in New England, where he's helped us standardize training, enhance consistency, and elevate the quality of the judging experience for teams. While his knowledge and leadership are invaluable, it's the culture he's helped create that leaves a lasting mark. So Dave, please come up, and he is going to give a slightly modified version of the keynote he gave at the All-State Banquet in June. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. So good morning, everyone. Hope everyone slept well after some great bowling last night. It's an honor to speak to a room full of people who understand what it means to give those late nights, long weekends, and a piece of their heart to the first team. And when I look around this room and the conversations we've had over the last few days, like, you are all making this program happen across the nation. And so just it's incredible to be with everyone here and to have some time with you. When I was first invited to speak at the Connecticut All-State Robotics Banquet, I wrote the following remarks to reflect on how FIRST has shaped me, not just as a student, but as a volunteer, a professional, and now most meaningfully as a mentor. As I stand here today surrounded by the mentors who make this program possible, I want to share that same message with you, not just as a speech about mentorship, but as a thank you to all the mentors in this room and those that are not with us, to those who have shaped my journey, and to all of you who continue to shape the next generation of science and technology leaders. So as I was getting ready for this speech, I found myself reflecting on my journey in FIRST. I wasn't one of those kids in FLL from birth who was destined to be this next star driver. Some of us are just clueless freshmen who wander in a room looking for free pizza. But FIRST has been a constant background presence in my life since I was young. I remember attending summer classes hosted by Team 1071 when I was in elementary school and going to the first Where's Wolcott Invitational. It's an FRC off-season event in Connecticut in 2008 because a friend's sister was on the team. However, when I got to high school, joining a FIRST team wasn't a foregone conclusion. To be honest, I only went to my first Team Max meeting because my friends in marching band were also in robotics. I don't remember much about that first meeting or why I dove in so fast into FIRST, but I did. And from there, the memories are crystal clear. I remember on kickoff eve of my freshman year asking a senior during a trivia contest, "What are woody flowers?" I remember endless nights in the shop learning LabVIEW and the awe I felt at the Connecticut Regional, realizing this was so much bigger than just my teammates and I. I remember how before my junior year, I realized I wasn't meant to be a software engineer, and that FIRST can help you figure out what you don't want to do with your career as much as what you do want to do with your career. I remember hours spent rehearsing our impact presentation, convinced our team had something special to share. And I remember a volunteer friend taking me onto the floor of the first championship at St. Louis and overwhelmed to be on the world's biggest stage. And I remember crying at the end of the Pine Tree Regional my senior year, not because of how we performed, but because 4 years of something that had become my life were suddenly over. Little did I know, though, first wasn't done with me. After graduation, I went on to volunteer, initially queuing, serving on planning committees, and eventually as the senior judge advisor for the New England District. What keeps me coming back as a volunteer are two things: witnessing our students experience both the highs and the lows of the competition experience, and getting to work alongside amazing people, many of whom have become close personal friends and are with us here today. More recently, I focused on mentoring. Mentoring, it's a new set of challenges, but I learned more from it than anything else I have in first. Dean came and put it best. While this program is meant to inspire students, in the end, they inspire us. Mentoring has been the most rewarding part of my first journey, watching students like Joey McCary, Aiden Paradis, and Lauren Mellett become the future leaders our world needs. I'd be remiss to not mention the mentors who impacted my journey so deeply. Rob Cormier, who showed me the importance of giving back. Michael Todd, who taught me strategic thinking and how to drive impact. And Stacy Hilton, who gave me the building blocks of my marketing career and who is still teaching me every day how to be a better mentor. I know many of you in this room have your own Robs, Michaels, and Stacys, mentors who help shape your journey and whose example you now carry forward. And whether you realize it or not, the mentors here today, you've probably become that person for someone else. First has taught me so much: technical skills, a respect for science and technology, the joys of working with incredible people, and the patience to work with those not so incredible people. It's taught me that hard work and dedication can bring success, but also that sometimes, despite your best efforts, you may come up short. Of everything I've learned in first, the ethos of gracious professionalism stands out most. Some might see it as an overused slogan or think it's just about making everyone feel good. But Dr. Woody Flowers put it best. With gracious professionalism, fierce competition and mutual gain are not separate notions. Gracious professionalism isn't about everyone getting a trophy. It's about showing up, working hard, and helping others rise with you. It's about proving that success doesn't have to come at someone else's expense. In a world that's increasingly driven by division, rivalry, and the idea that helping your neighbor is somehow a weakness, gracious professionalism is a quiet but powerful rebellion. It's a reminder that high tides lift all boats and that kindness and competition can and should coexist. We stress to our students as they become first alumni that they have a responsibility to give back to future generations. As mentors here today, you have all answered that very call. I know we all hope that our time, guidance, and endless debugging sessions can leave a mark. And sometimes we question if it does. And I'm here to tell you today it absolutely matters. You're not just helping students build robots, you are building futures. The students you're working with now may become tomorrow's engineers, scientists, educators, artists, or community leaders. They may not all remember the gear ratios or the technical skills you taught them, but they will remember how you made them feel capable, included, and inspired. Thank you, everyone, for what you do for the students, for the teams, and for our first mission. I'm honored to be a part of it with you. Thank you.
That was just as good as I remembered it. Thank you again, Dave. So last year, we jokingly called the welcome portion of the day opening ceremonies and alliance selection. And this year we had 2 welcomes. And so thematically today, for alliance selection, we luckily have a keynote that is focused on supporting other mentors. This is coming from First. I love the sweatshirt. You've so excited. This session is tied to the First Mentor Development Initiative. You've been getting information about it over the past few months, year. And so we have Isriah here to help. If you would like, you can move. So if you are with a group of people that you would like to have these conversations with, great, stay where you are. Otherwise, form your alliance and mix it up. Talk with someone you have not met today or yesterday. And while we do that, Isriah is going to come up. And just a reminder for everyone at home, half of this will stream. And then once we get into our breakout discussions, we will close the stream for a little bit. So, all right, do your thing.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Are we okay here? I'm audible. Great. All right, let's bring it in. Maybe. Hi, Mike. Okay. Let's do this. Thank you to New England First for having me, and thank you all for wasting your weekend here listening to me. I know we have lots of better things to be doing. School's starting soon, but we're here. Today I'm going to talk to you about the MDI, or Mentor Development Initiative, what it is, what we've accomplished over the last year, and some things coming down the pipeline in the very near future. My goal is to spend as little time up here as possible. You're going to be working together to provide us with feedback that will help drive future growth of this program. So, who am I and why am I here? My name is Isriah Keila. I'm a 13-year program alum and a coach of FRC Team 321 and 427, but I'm also a business development manager at First. I've been a member of the MDI stakeholders group for the last year. I'm not in charge of this program, but I'm super excited to represent it. I realized while I was putting these together that I've been in First for 80% of my life. I started in JFLO when I was 5, and this is my 5th year coaching FRC. That's a terrifying number. Last year, I had the opportunity to hear Ashley Johnson, the Director of Volunteer Resources at First, talk about a new HQ initiative at a talk like this. As someone new to mentorship, I saw this as a tool to engage and empower people new to First as mentors. This is a stakeholder group. You might have heard of the task forces like the Bumper Working Group or the Advancement Committee. This is similar to that, but a little bit different. After a year of working with this team, I can confidently say this is not just a tool for new mentors, but we'll dig into that a little bit later. I'm not going to read you all of these names, but the group is really big. We have members from all parts of HQ, as well as volunteers and mentors. We represent 18 states and 10 countries, I think. So what is MDI? MDI was formally launched last summer. The goal is to remove barriers to program growth by removing barriers to mentoring. As I think everyone in this room is aware, without mentors, First cannot grow. So we spent last summer thinking about how we could reduce mentor burnout and increase mentor retention, how we can demonstrate the value of mentorship, and generally enhance the experience of our mentors and First participants. So to achieve the goals that we set forward, we identified some specific deliverables. First, develop a tiered training pathway for mentors where they can develop their skills and mentoring abilities. Second, deliver this mentor training and other resources for mentors. This meant selecting a new learning management system and implementing it very quickly. Is anyone here a fan of Blue Volt or ThinkScape? They really liked taking their volunteer training courses? We got one hand. Bad news, they're being sunset now. Yeah, okay. Good news, there's a new system going live in the next couple weeks. I can't give you an exact date, but it's actually really good. I've been able to go through multiple training modules, existing YPP and volunteer training, and the new MDI content, and it's really good. It doesn't log you out halfway through. You learn things, it's weird. Third, to better retain our mentors and show our appreciation for what you do, we're working on merchandise, swag, some free stuff. We'll dig into that a little bit later. And finally, in our conversations with mentors, we heard an overwhelming need for more connection, to be able to lean on and learn from the greater First mentor community. Events like this are just one part of that, and we're working on identifying specific ways to increase mentor connectivity. Over the next few minutes, I'll talk about some updates we made on these deliverables and where we're going in the future. So 25-26 season, these are things that have already been completed or will be going live in the next couple weeks. We've implemented the first tier of the mentor training pathway, Mentor Ready. We've launched a new learning management system, internal only, but you'll have access very soon. We've developed a digital badging recognition system for mentor training, think micro certifications, and we've expanded mentor recognition merchandise availability. Over the next few seasons, we plan to continue our work on connecting mentors and finding strategies to enhance mentor connections, more conferences like this, other opportunities. Continue to work on the trained mentor and certified mentor tiers of the training pathways, and create additional training content, including leadership, technical, and other skill development. Meaning, in addition to general mentor information, you'll be able to go in and learn how to wire a CAN bus or how alliance selection works. So we had to start with the question of what is a mentor? Can anyone raise their hand? I want like a basic textbook definition, not an emotional feel-good answer. What is a mentor? Yell it out, raise your hand, I don't care. Something easy. Yeah.
Personal assistant to teams in many ways.
Personal assistant to teams, okay. Anyone else? Yep.
Oxford Dictionary.
So we're cheating now.
An experienced or trusted advisor.
Experienced or trusted advisor.
Inspirational coach.
Inspirational coach.
Unpaid intern.
Unpaid intern. I feel that. Therapist. Okay, good news. No one actually knows what it is. Especially on paper in first, it's a very complicated word. So we've made some progress on standardizing language across the programs, especially between FLL, FTC, and FRC. The definition varied. So providing some clarification, you may have noticed in the dashboard, lead mentor 1 and 2 is gone. It's now lead coach 1 and 2. And we've also added a new role, team volunteers. You can't read this, but the slides will be available. Essentially, by creating alignment between first programs, teams should have a better idea of what adults can interact with their team and how they can do that and in what capacities. So updating lead coach 1 and 2 doesn't change the value of other mentors. It just clarifies lead coaches are responsible for the big picture, long-term health of a program, whereas mentors are responsible for supporting students. All coaches should be mentors, but not all mentors are leads of their team. They're just different skill sets. Moving forward, you may have seen drive coach pins just say coach in the past. That's going to be going away. Anywhere where drive coaches are referenced, they'll be called drive coaches specifically to try to differentiate between those. This will do different things for different teams, but we also hope that by calling lead coaches coaches, you'll have access to more funding and support from school districts. Also, the new team role, team volunteer. This role is optional, but we encourage teams to use it. The purpose of this role is to appropriately roster individuals who are supporting the team regularly, but in other capacities. This might mean parents who are regularly attending and supporting meetings or serving as chaperones. This ensures that they'll be rostered as mentors and serving as mentors who are providing other types of support. For the upcoming season, it's recommended that this role uses YPP screening and training, but will be required in the future. So adding the role of team volunteer will do a couple things. One, HQ will know how many people are actually mentoring teams and how many people are pulling trailers, helping cook dinner, booking hotels. Important things are different than hands-on mentorship with students. Team volunteers and mentors will all have the same permissions on the first dashboard, but team volunteers can't submit dean's list, whereas team mentors can. In the future, all mentors, regardless of lead coach, regular mentor, or team volunteer, will be required to complete YPP screening. Right now, only lead mentors 1 and 2 are required to. We highly encourage you all to start that process this year. Next season, probably, it will be required. This is still being worked out, but the goal is that over the next year, you can update your rosters and get things ready. YPP screening is good for multiple years as well, so if you start now, it will carry over. So let's talk about the new LMS. The goal of the mentor training pathway was to bring mentors in, ensure that they understand the basics about FIRST, meet all youth protection screening and training requirements, and understand some basics about being a mentor. After completing the first tier of trainings, that mentor ready tier, individuals will be ready to mentor a team and be added to a team's roster. This is meant for new people to FIRST. It gives you basic understanding of the program. It does not make you an expert. This is what we spent a significant amount of time on working over the last year in the stakeholders group. I'd like to emphasize this is not intended to be a barrier to entry, but it gives new mentors a sense of empowerment and qualification to join a team and have an impact. This is only marginally more than is currently required, and we believe it will be valuable for all mentors. Next season, we'll encourage all mentors to take Mentor Ready, but it will not be required. The purpose of Mentor Ready is to educate FIRST mentors by providing important information about FIRST, expectations for youth protection and privacy, and a high-level overview of the responsibilities of a mentor. Again, this includes all the steps already required for event volunteers, which is the YPP training and screening, and a brief section called Welcome to FIRST, which provides an overview of our programs and an introduction to FIRST culture and ethos. Think core values, gracious professionalism. Completing the FIRST and YPP training and screening secures volunteer ready status, that's that first tier. Then the additional mentor training results in mentor ready. After the prerequisite levels, there are going to be 2 additional levels. Back here, you can see trained mentor and certified mentor. This content is not finished, and we are looking for feedback. The idea is this is optional additional training. If you're a mentor who wants to help other mentors, think something like the senior mentor program, but less formal. Here you can see the micro certification badges and an example of what the LMS will look like. Again, you can't access this screen on the left, but it'll be available very soon. This has been a cross-departmental effort. There's people in IT and curriculum and school engagement and in the FRC program staff that have been super influential in this program. This is a new platform, Thought Industries, replacing Blue Volt and ThinkScape. So your volunteer training and your coach training will be in one place now. And this is what we hope it will look like. As a bonus, the first 1,000 people to go through this basic training will receive a free bundle of mentor swag, lapel pin, stickers, notebook, luggage tag, and your choice of a beanie or tote. There's other cool stuff available for sale, the snazzy crew neck that Sam loves, and some other cool stuff. Team connectivity. Who here used the mentor network? An overwhelming meh. Cool. I think that I may be the only person who ever used it. We got like a dozen mentors off in the last 2 years, and that's 12 of the 15 people to have ever used it as a mentor. So that's going to be sunset soon. It closed on July 17th. Some people sought access. I think it's finally gone. It really just wasn't being used in the way we hoped. Teams didn't have the success they had. Mentors would join and feel like they were lost. So we're replacing it with a new system. On the team and events search page, teams can opt into sharing a public-facing email address. This allows new mentors, once they've received mentor-ready status, to go in and search for teams near them or near their work and contact the team. I highly encourage you to opt into that. It's not automatic. This will also allow teams to see other teams' contact information. Right now, the best way to find another team is to go on Instagram and hope you can find an account and message them and hope that they respond. This will be a little bit better than that. I also highly recommend you do not use your own personal email address. It's not the same as your dashboard account. You can put in your team's email. This is a zoomed-in view of what you can see on the dashboard right now. Has anyone seen this box yet when you were registering your team for this season? Okay, 2 hands, not terrible. Over here you can see the team and event search page. Something like 1,200 teams across all programs have opted in so far. That's not all of FRC, and many of those are FLL. So I would highly encourage all of you, after this session, sometime in the next little while, go and opt in. Tell me why it's broken, and we'll fix it. I'm sure it'll go wrong. As a phase 2, there's going to be additional features, like the mentor network. You'll be able to say, as a mentor, these are the skills that I have and I want to help with. Show me teams that match that profile. Or as a team, say, these are the skills that we have and we want to help other teams with. So it's going to go both ways. Short section of mentor recognition, the snazzy crew neck, the hat. There's more merch available. If you have ideas for what you want to see, there's going to be a QR code and we're taking requests. Tell us what you want. We have the sweatshirt, the hat, some pins. There's going to be like a custom embroidered backpack. I know a couple people have those here. And again, the first 1,000 users who complete this will get that free bundle of stuff. So we're going to jump into Q&A and breakouts. Live stream's going to cut here because no one wants to watch the back of everyone's heads talk for 30 minutes. So sorry, fun viewers. We'll return at 10:30-ish for scheduled sessions. Is that the right time? 10:30, sounds good, cool. Okay, so you've all broken up into your tables. We're gonna be doing one long session. We're not gonna be sharing back and forth. We're gonna be talking about 3 topics: training, connectivity, and recognition. You can focus on what your table likes the most or some combination of the 3 and talk about them. What challenges have you faced in these areas? What's important to address in your region or for your team? What would make the most impact for your programs? How can we change them? What can FIRST do? What can the community do? And then we'll discuss as a whole group. If every table could pick someone as a note taker, even if your group doesn't share your ideas, I'd love to take your feedback, either digital or on paper. If I was smarter, I would have brought like sticky notes to give to everybody, but I didn't. So write it down or send in the QR code. Break, and I'll give everyone like a 5-minute warning. Before we do, questions, any confusion? Hand. Hey, guys in the back. We're almost ready, sorry. Sorry, say one more time. Our event volunteers will be going through the same system. Yes, in that all the certification and training for your volunteer roles will be through the new LMS. There'll be different modules for event volunteers. So rather than talking about safety in a team meeting, you'll be talking about data privacy and protection at an event. So same ideas, but different context. Another hand? Yes.
Are the mentor ready certifications and the certified or advanced regular, are those going to be yearly requirements in order to like?
Repeat the question, please.
Yeah. So will these be yearly requirements? No. Like YPP is right now, you will need to periodically renew those certifications, but things like Mentor Ready, the general status, or those advanced tiers as they become available will be one time. It's possible that content could update and you may want to renew and say, you know this new system. If there was a RoboRio certification now, you'd probably want to get a system core in the future, but that's not required. Again, nothing beyond the basic level will be required. Yeah.
How much time do we really have? You said 10:30, almost an hour from now.
Yeah, it said 15 minutes. That was a lie. We're going to go for half an hour.
Okay, we'll keep you honest, so what time is it?
I could also still be lying. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we feel.
10:05.
Yeah.
Will lead coaches be able to see where the members on the team are?
I can't answer that question for sure right now. Will lead coaches be able to see certification status of their other mentors? They will definitely be able to see YPP screening like they can right now. Other information to be determined. Yeah.
Another question, sorry. How do we like figure out which one of these different community to use? There's Chief Delphi, there's New England First Slack, there's another thing on Slack, there's like, what's the kind of the strategy related to that? Because I find these conversations to be like all over the place.
Yeah. So how do we decide what online forum to connect with mentors with? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, so FIRST is not officially endorsing any one of these because they all serve different purposes. One of the ideas in mentor connectivity that I would love for you to discuss is that question. How do we connect? How do we share information? FIRST has a working group. This group is being renewed for a second year, and that's one of the topics we're going to discuss. I don't know if anyone knew, but FIRST had like an official forum. There was like a post every 3 years. Chief Delphi won that war. So we don't know what the answer is, but we'd love your feedback. Did I call it here? You're gonna work for like half an hour in your groups. If you get really bored, bother the groups next to you. And if everyone's really, really bored, yell at me and I'll come back up here. Go. We're a 3-digit number, and I am clueless all the time. All right. Not the lowest, not the worst. We're good. Yeah.
One of the interesting things that came up in our discussion was this. I think this fits in a bit in the training of like we had this discussion about like what we felt like the sort of minimum time commitment to be effective as a mentor was for our teams, and are we communicating that?